Amber and Tanner in the morning.
Well, we are your morning show on Froggy 92.9.
But you can listen to us any time of the day with Amber and Tanner on demand.
On any podcast platform, froggy929.com, the Froggy 92.9 app.
And every Saturday morning on the radio.
Sonoma County's #1 morning show anytime, anywhere. And right now, here's the best of Amber and Tanner.
Saw this on Facebook.
Ooh, spooky.
Tell us a scary story in just 4 words.
That's it, 4 words?
That's all you get. 4 words to send shivers down everyone's spine. Now, Amber, would you like to start? We have our flashlights here. We have built a little fort inside the studio out of blankets and quilts. Let's tell some spooky stories in just 4 words or less.
Well, let's go off of that. Chills down my spine.
Ooh, I got those. What was that noise?
She wasn't really there.
Ooh. Alone, the door creaks.
Ooh. You have the coronavirus.
Now that's the scariest
Yeah,
and
that's the scariest
spookiest
one, yeah.
tale you can say. Isolate for 14 days.
Ooh.
So again, write a spooky or scary story in just 4 words. On Facebook, you have become an author. Facebook.com/Froggy929.
Danielle from Cloverdale says, the wind was blowing.
Ooh. Rob from Santa Rosa says, that's not my hand.
Irina from Gatati says, me post Taco Bell.
Amber and Tanner on demand on Froggy 92.9.
All right, have you been having a difficult past couple of days or something?
Yes, and I decided to ask you guys this on Facebook, Facebook.com/Amber and Tanner in the morning. What do you do when you're having a bad day and you need to pull yourself out of that funk?
Stephanie from Santa Rosa commented and said, giant glass of wine and Food Network before going to bed early. Let's be honest, that's all we need.
You know what, Stephanie? I do something very similar. Lynn from Sebastopol said, reach out if you cannot ask for help. Be around those who will automatically lift you up because they know you're in need. Or call me and I'll tell you how awesome you are.
Aw.
Thanks, Lynn.
And Jim from Roanoke Park said, 1 word, whiskey.
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 I love you, Jim. Thank you so much. Yes, I had kind of a bad day yesterday. I haven't had a bad day in a really long time. I would even venture to say that every day is a good day.
Yeah.
Because we're alive and we're kicking. And we're so fortunate and privileged. But yesterday it was just like one of those days where everything was going wrong and technology was doing me dirty and like
It's this full moon we're having.
Amazon like duplicated an order I had 9 times and charged me 9 times.
Ugh.
And I couldn't get it fixed and my car payment was due today and it was just like a whole whirlwind of mess and I was tired and I felt like I was gonna cry. You know? Like you just have those days where you're like, I
would have cried.
I don't think I can handle it.
I would have cried. No shame in that. What I do when I'm having a bad day, I acknowledge that I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
And I don't try to turn around. Sometimes you're just going to have bad days, and that's okay.
Okay.
But my main thing is taking a nap or going to bed early. Because most of the time when I'm having a bad day, I'm just sleep deprived. I mean, we get up at like 3 in the morning every single day. We're tired, and that's okay.
That's something I've been trying to recognize recently. Like when I'm in a bad mood or something bad is happening, I'm like, okay, well, how do I feel? Like, am I tired?
Yeah.
Am I hungry? Like, what's going on inside that could be affecting me physically like this?
Yeah.
The best of Amber and Tanner in the morning. Right now, it's Amber and Tanner on demand on Froggy 92.9.
I am convinced the Froggy 92.9 studio is haunted and nobody can tell me any different.
That's not true.
I didn't believe in ghosts until my experience yesterday.
What happened?
I was just sitting here. You and I, we're covering middays right now.
Yep.
And I was sitting here doing, hanging out, doing my midday shift. And Tim McGraw's Something Like That was playing on the radio. Not too strange, right?
Yeah.
Sitting here, and that Tim McGraw cutout
Oh, there he is.
to my left and your right fell in the middle of the chorus. And I just got a little creeped out. I'm not gonna lie. And I said, what? And I felt this feeling. There was like wind inside the studio. And I said, is someone there? And I heard a sound.
What kind of sound?
Heard a sound. It was just like, ooh, or
No,
something.
it wasn't.
Okay,
You
maybe
said,
not
"Oh
like
my
that.
God."
I felt a presence. And so I thought we would ask maybe this potential ghost a question
This is a bad idea.
and see if we can summon a ghost in the studio.
You're going to get possessed.
So I'm going to ask the first question.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I don't have like a Ouija board or anything. Let's just give this a shot. Ghost, if you are in the Froggy 92.9 studio, if your name is Tim, please present yourself. That's a ghost. There is a ghost in the Froggy 92.9 studio.
You're ridiculous. All right. Let me ask you something, okay?
All right.
Hello. If you like the show, please make some sort of sound. He likes it. He likes the show.
Oh, he really likes the show. If you've ever experienced a paranormal activity like we are right now here on Froggy 92.9, give us a call.
Amber and Tanner on demand on Froggy 92.9.
Yes, so Halloween is here.
Yay!
Can you believe it? Well, Tanner's very, very excited, as you can see.
I am in my Halloween costume as we speak. I am Woody from Toy Story.
You look like a big kid.
I feel like a giant
Like
kid.
a big kid.
I feel like a kid that is way bigger than all of his classmates.
He's like, sir, are you a little too old to be go trick-or-treating?
I'm like, I'm 12.
So, obviously, things are a little different this year. We've got a pandemic going on, and you might be doing things just out of the norm. So, like, maybe, Tanner, what are you doing this year that's different? Or maybe you're trying to find some more creative ways to celebrate Halloween.
I'm getting a little pumpkin bucket. I'm going to fill it up with candy and just place it right outside my door. I have like a little haystack right outside my door, and I'm going to put up a sign that says, feel free to take candy.
Take one, please.
Take one,
They
please.
dump it in their whole pillowcase.
Yeah.
They're like, all the candy.
But that's what I'm doing different. Nothing too severe. I'm going to probably be wearing the same costume I'm wearing right now.
You know, every single year, my favorite thing to do is give out candy to the trick-or-treaters and play, like, the Monster Mash in the background. And I love that so much, but I'm just not going to do it this year. I'm going to watch scary movies and turn out all my lights. And I'm going to miss seeing the kids.
Yeah.
But it's just really hard
The
right
kids
now.
are really the best part of Halloween.
Yeah.
That's how you know that, we've turned a chapter in our lives where Halloween isn't about us and
No, it's
about the
not.
kids.
They're precious,
Yeah.
and I'm going to miss them this year, but hopefully they'll be back next year. And we're really curious, how has the pandemic really changed your Halloween plans, and what are you doing that's creative and different this year?
Give us a call right now, 6361-HOP. Here is Sherry from Sebastopol.
Actually, we luck out because we don't get very many trick-or-treaters where we are.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But we've already told all our neighbors and that we're not going to do anything this year. And for the very immediate neighbors, I put stuff in a baggie and I put my name on it and that so they'd know where it came from. And, of course, everything is store-bought. I used to make, like, homemade caramel corn and stuff, and I'm not doing anything homemade this year. But we lucked out as far as we don't get very many trick-or-treaters, so I think I'm going to be okay there.
Amber and Tanner on demand on Froggy 92.9.
What is a movie that absolutely terrified you as a kid?
We would love to hear from you. Give us your thoughts.
6361-HOP.
This is Homer. I'm calling in from Rose Park. Hey, listen, I got the worst movie for you guys, and I talked to Amber about this one already. It's called Hills Have Eyes.
That one will jack
I
you
will
up.
not watch that movie. That is one of the freakiest movies you could ever watch.
Shelby from Santa Rosa. The movie for me growing up that terrified me was the Hulk.
With who?
The old Hulk. I'm 46 or 47 years old now. Yeah, he was like a bodybuilder.
Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno, yes. when he would turn into the Hulk. Didn't that freak you guys? I mean, I was like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Every time I had to watch that all the time.
Hey, Amber. Hey, Tanner. It's Mike the truck driver again. Scary movies. Mid-1976, I was with my wife, pregnant at the time. We're at the Dublin Drive-In when it was still there, and we watched the movie called It's Alive.
It's alive.
Yeah, and it happened to be about a woman who was pregnant on birth control pills, and the little monster came out a little monster.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
terrible. How old were you back then?
I don't know if it actually scared me as much, but my wife goes, I want popcorn and soda. So I'm like, okay. I get out, and I head towards the snack bar, which is in the middle, and I cut between a couple cars, and I think I I heard his blood-curdling scream.
Amber and Tanner on demand on Froggy 92.9.
What do you think is better, store-bought or homemade costumes? Tanner, you've been torn this year.
I
'cause
have.
You typically do homemade, and now you've bought something, I see.
I've always done homemade, and I grew up, without a lot of money, and I just make what you can make and trying to be creative. But this year, I'm dressed as Woody from Toy Story. I'm actually dressed as that right now, and I love it. It's so easy, and my inner child is finally happy because all kids growing up got to be super cool stuff, and I was just a ghost for like 10 years.
Well, okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
As long as you had fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you could fulfill your childhood dreams
Yeah.
to be a grown man dressed as Woody the Cowboy.
12-year-old me would be so happy, but we want to hear from you. What is better, homemade costumes or store-bought costumes?
Call us at 636-1HOP.
My name's Teresa, and I'm from Cloverdale. And I just want to say that the best costumes that I have ever had, my husband and I both, is homemade.
What was your favorite homemade costume?
Well, one of our favorite ones, we went to a Halloween party, and I came up with this idea as a hammer and nail. My husband's a woodworker, and so my costume was a hammer, was a nail, and mine said he got hammered, and he was a hammer, and his costume said she got nailed.
That's hilarious. That's such a good idea.
And they were so cute and easy.
Good morning. This is Mary from Santa Rosa, and I am making my granddaughter a dinosaur costume. And it's only costing me about $6, and it is so cute.
I can't wait. You're going to have to send us pictures.
Yes, and she's helping me sew it, so she's learning,
Yeah.
which I think is great.
With all the time you guys get to spend together and putting it together, so you're saying homemade is definitely better than store-bought?
Oh, yes. Well, during this time, yeah, because she comes over and helps me and learns. And, yes, and I get to spend time with her.
That's so cool. You've changed my mind about this a little bit. Now I'm going to take my store-bought costume back.
Don't.
It's Amber and Tanner on demand. The best of the week right now on Froggy 92.9.
So what's your favorite Halloween or scary movie, and why do you think I should watch it? Asking this because according to my fiance, I have to pick out a scary movie or a Halloween movie to watch this weekend with him, and I got nothing. I mean, I want to watch like Halloween Town. He wants to watch like Cannibal Corpse scary
I mean,
Part
that's
two.
a big responsibility. I think you should go with a classic.
Okay.
I didn't start watching scary movies until like a year ago.
Okay.
But my favorite and one I would recommend is Nightmare on Elm Street.
Freddy. Nope. Is it Freddy Krueger?
It is Freddy Krueger.
With the. Okay. I don't know if I've ever watched those.
They're super good, and
What was that?
I'm
Does he
very
make that
scary.
noise? Does he make that noise?
I don't think so. But Johnny Depp's in the original one.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. And
Okay, I
it's
didn't know
super
he was gonna
good
do that.
movie, and I think it's kind of meeting in the middle. It's not super scary, but it's scary enough.
Okay. I asked you this on Facebook because I'm at a loss. Facebook.com/Amber Tanner in the morning. We got a couple of great responses.
We see Olaf from Petaluma said, grab a classic, The Birds, then drive out to Bodega.
So I could feel like birds are going to attack me.
Yeah.
Great. That's
Yeah.
scary enough.
You can see that Alfred Hitchcock statue
yeah.
in there and stuff. Yeah,
Why
very cool.
not? Stephen from Sebastopol says The Addams Family.
And Coraline, she has your back, Amber. She is from Santa Rosa and said Hocus Pocus.
I haven't watched Hocus Pocus yet.
Never?
I watch it. No. Well, I watch it every year.
Okay.
But I haven't watched it like this week. So that might be the one I pick.
On the radio and in your pocket. Download Amber and Tanner on demand right now on your favorite podcast app. Amber and Tanner, Sonoma County's #1 morning show. Only on Froggy 92.9.
What are you or your kids going to be from Halloween? Give us a call right now, 636-1HOP. Jason Aldean, he talked about what he was going to be. He said, quote, one of my ideas was for me to go as Joe Exotic and my wife go as Carol Baskin. And then the kids as two tigers. I think that's pretty good.
That's kind of cute
Yeah.
and relevant. Yeah. Well, Luke Bryan also recalls his favorite couple's costume on Halloween.
Me and Caroline did one year where I dressed up as an old lady and she dressed up as a She called herself a dirty old man, so she went around acting like an old man saying snide comments to everybody. But that was a fun one. I mean, the main thing is Caroline's big, and she loves Halloween and always has.
Amber, have you decided what you're going to be for Halloween?
Well, I was going to be an alien because, I love aliens. But now I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I guess I have this alien Halloween costume, but I was supposed to be out at the Tunnel of Terror on Saturday night, but that's not happening anymore.
I'm dressing up on Friday.
Oh, for work? What are you going to dress up as?
I'm going to be Woody from Toy Story.
Oh, my gosh.
It's going to be great. It's easy. But we want to hear from you right now. What are you going to be for Halloween?
Call us at 636-1HOP.
It's Connor.
Hi, Connor.
What are you going to be, bud?
I'm going to be a mailman, and I got a pilot costume and a slam police officer costume, but I don't know what costume I should wear.
I think you should wear a mixture of all of them.
I agree. I think you should change it every hour. And so 1 hour, you're a mailman. The next hour, you're a police officer.
Ooh.
Keep it fun.
Yeah, do that.
Does that sound fun?
I'm going to be a mailman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll be a pilot.
That's so dang cool.
Amber and Tanner on demand. Every Saturday morning starting at 6 a.m. Want even more? Listen on your favorite podcast platform now, including the Froggy 92.9 app.
I need your help, so call us with your thoughts, 636-1467. So this weekend I found myself getting a little perturbed about the parking situation at my apartment complex. And I know, like, this is such a first world problem, but I do indeed have one designated spot, as I'm sure you do too, Tanner. It's just the one, though, right?
Yeah, but I have 2 cars in my household.
Exactly, and the same is for us. So what I try to do is park in an open spot so my fiance can park there when he gets home, because he gets home really late every night.
That's nice of you.
And I don't want him to have to, like, walk so far at midnight, so I try to be the good person and do this, but lately all the parking spots have been full, so I find myself parking out on the street, and it's a bit of a jaunt.
Is someone parking in your parking space?
Not the designated one, but the parking lot is completely full. And I'm just like, what is the issue here? Like, why all of a sudden is the parking lot full?
Is this because, like, everyone's working at home or something?
I'm thinking that could be a theory. But there's several parking lots on the complex, and depending on where your apartment is situated, that's the lot you park in. Like, it's kind of designated and assigned, but I think people are just free for all, like, I'm going to park in this lot instead. And so people are running out of parking spots. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So either that or there's, like, too many people living in these apartments.
Which could happen. I mean, I, honest to God, have a very similar situation happening at my apartment complex. And what the issue is that people are just parking cars where they're not supposed to be parking cars. And my actual apartment complex, like, sent out a notice, like, if your license plate doesn't match within the parameters of this part of the complex, we'll tow your vehicle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So
but
even
it depends.
if you have guests.
Yeah.
I think there's just, like, not enough parking for how many people are living in, like, one specific apartment, you know? Because people do that here in California, which I understand. But Tanner, like, is there anything I can do? I mean, you said your apartment complex has sent out, like, a notice. My apartment complex hasn't done that.
I would just try your best to time it out. Let your apartment complex know it's an issue, 1.
Okay.
2, try to just go home at a time that you hope there's a parking spot and hog the parking spot while you can.
Okay. There has been this one red car that's been in a same parking spot for like 2 months. And I'm like, move it. You're not using it. Like, move that one out on the street. Anyway, I'm done complaining about that. I asked you about this on Facebook, facebook.com/Amber and Tanner in the morning.
Sean from Sebastopol says, move from an apartment and never look back.
Well, Sean, I wish I had that luxury. Laura from Santa Rosa says, flashlight, pepper spray, and lessons at Cobra Kai.
Brian from Petaluma says, go talk to the complex manager to see if there's anything you can do. Bring some cookies or a treat. Just ask can't hurt.
Well, thank you, Brian. I might bring a treat to my property manager.
Amber and Tanner on demand. Every Saturday morning starting at 6 a.m. Want even more? Yes. Listen on your favorite podcast platform now. Woohoo! Including the Froggy 92.9 app.
What is something that feels illegal but isn't? I went to Target on Santa Rosa Avenue yesterday, and I was looking around the store. Wasn't just finding anything that I needed. I'm looking for something for my Halloween costume, just a yellow button-up shirt. And I was looking around and I just couldn't find it. And I left the store without anything in my hand, and I was walking past like the security guards at the front of the entrance. I felt like I was doing something illegal. I know there's no way I would have stolen anything or taken anything, but it felt like I did, and I don't know where that guilt comes from.
I don't know, because I guess places always expect you to buy something.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you're going in for. But if you don't find what you need, then you should just leave. I think you did the right thing.
Something that always scares me is leaving a store without buying anything, and for some reason, like a tag on your shirt or something sets off the alarm, and they like search you, and then you get arrested, and then a bunch of stuff. That's like one of my worst fears.
Oh my gosh. My mom used to do this thing when we'd go to grocery stores or Target or Walmart. She'd get a Coke from one of the coolers when we first got there, and she would drink it while we were there, and it always made me so nervous. She was like, well, I'm going to pay for it when I get to the counter.
Yeah.
I'm just drinking it while I'm in the store. And I was like, it just makes me nervous. Like, it seems illegal.
You're like, someone's going to come here and arrest us.
Yeah, but I guess if you pay for it at the end, it's not, right?
My mom used to do the same thing with donuts. And there's no way that you can prove that you have eaten how many donuts.
Right.
So we asked you this on Facebook. What feels illegal but isn't? Facebook.com/Froggy929.
Jeff from Kenwood says, turning on the lights inside your car when it's dark out.
That's true. My mom told me it was illegal to do that when I was a kid. Taylor from Sebastopol said, not stopping for the person checking receipts at Walmart.
Oh, you're supposed to do that?
Yeah. Anytime I've gone to the Walmart in Roanoke Park, there's always someone at the door that checks your receipt.
Debbie from Monterey says, letting your mom count to 3.
The best of Amber and Tanner in the morning, right now. It's Amber and Tanner on demand on Froggy 92.9.
I saw this on Facebook, and I thought it was kind of curious. The question was, I want to know, do you delete pictures of your ex? Like from social media, Instagram and Facebook. And here are some of the comments I saw. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Jamie from Roanoke Park says, I only did because my ex untagged himself from every photo, then blocked me on all socials, so I would have looked like an idiot if I kept them up.
Good point. Flavia from Santa Rosa says, depending, in my case, how things ended, with the first ex, I did delete them because of the emotional abuse he did to me. The second one, I still have some of them because of the good memories we had together, but he is still my best friend after all.
And Heather from Sebastopol commented and said, nope, memories are memories. I don't want to delete the good times, even if it hurts every time they pop up.
Ooh. I mean, these are all great points. But I think at some point you're going to have to delete those pictures.
You think so?
They're going to have to go, especially if you're in a new relationship. I think that can get a little muddy, little murky. It's kind of only respectful. I mean, maybe not delete all of them. But if it's just your Instagram feed of like your ex and like everything you did with them, and I could see how that could be like painful not only for you but for a like prospective relationship. And I think sometimes you just have to cleanse yourself of that. But I could be wrong. What do you think, Taylor?
I mean, I completely disagree, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I would say, breakups are hard, but I think the memories are something that you can still cherish. And not that like you're not getting over your ex. You can just look back on those memories of, you going to the Sonoma County Fairgrounds. You can still reflect on the good times as well. And I think that's a chapter of your life. And I think on social media, you can hit that delete button a little too easily.
I think that is a great example of why it takes men longer to get over people.
You think so?
There is a statistically proven fact that it takes men way longer to get over a breakup than it does a woman.
Well,
isn't that crazy?
Well, maybe that's to blame.
Amber and Tanner on demand on Froggy 92.9.
Do you think the pandemic will permanently affect your parenting? I mean, we're like 8 months in. Who knows how much time we have to go till this. So, I think it's definitely changing the family dynamics around the country. And according to this new survey of parents with young children, half say this era is going to permanently affect their parenting. Do you agree with this, Tanner?
I completely agree, because our world has changed in a matter of just 1 year.
Yeah.
And I think so much is going to change in our lives day to day, but that as well. I think kids are going to be, it's going to be enforced. Hand washing is going to be more prevalent, and just social distancing, I think, might be something that changes as well. We're not going to be as close to each other anymore.
Well, those are one of the top 2 ways that parenting has changed. A lot of people are saying they're putting more emphasis on hygiene. So, yes, like washing your hands, washing your clothes, wearing your face mask, washing that mask, and then focusing on getting the kids to do more chores and keeping the house clean, since I guess you're sharing that space more often than not.
I could totally see that.
But then again, you and I were not parents. We don't have kids in the house.
Right.
I mean, we have fur children. But I wonder what it's like, and do parents feel this way, that it's going to permanently change how they're parenting?
We reach out to you on Facebook, facebook.com/Amber and Tanner in the morning. Janelle from Santa Rosa said, I've been more strict with some things and way more lax with others. Honestly, I'm not sure how to get back to normal or even find a new normal. It depends on the kid, too. One of mine have been handling it all pretty well. The other one has really struggled.
Well, we would love to hear from you. How have things changed in parenting? Give us a call.
636-1HOP.
Hey, what's up, Tanner and Amber? That's Mike, the truck driver.
Well, hey, Mike, are you a parent by any chance?
Oh, yes, I am.
Do you have kids at home with you right now?
Not anymore.
Oh, they're
My
grown.
youngest has been in the Navy for over 21 years.
Wow.
Okay. We were going to ask you, did you feel like the pandemic affected your parenting? But if they're out of the house, I guess you're not really doing any parenting, huh?
Well, it still affects everybody's parenting, whether the kids are in the house or not.
Okay.
Because what happens when something happens with your kids, whether they're in the house or out of the house, they're always calling mom or dad.
Yeah.
Hey, what do we do? What did you guys do? You know, what do you think would help? I mean, just because you're a parent and the kids are not in the house doesn't mean that the family issues during this pandemic weren't passed along or talked about a lot.
Amber and Tanner on demand. Every Saturday morning starting at 6 a.m. Want even more? Listen on your favorite podcast platform now, including the Froggy 92.9 app.
Parents, when your child is misbehaving in a restaurant, what is the best thing to do? Reach out to you on Facebook, facebook.com/Froggy929. Emmy from Sonoma said, I've asked to have my food boxed up to go. If my kid's not behaving, that's on me. Nobody wants to or should have their meal interrupted by my kid.
Okay, well, we got another comment from Jason from Santa Rosa. He said, every child is different. Have more than one and you will learn that. That being said, raising a child is installing lessons and morals into independent individuals. They are not plug and play.
And Eleanor from Petaluma said, we would always take the offending child to the bathroom for a little quote, talk.
Like the offending child.
Yeah, the offending child. So we're not parents, so we want to get you, parents of Sonoma County, on the phone.
Call us right now with your thoughts on this. Kids misbehaving in a restaurant.
636-1HOP.
Trish from Santa Rosa. Hey, I had 2 kids, and I was one of 6, and my children would never think of misbehaving at a restaurant because we would get up and we would leave. They would go to the car, and dinner was over. They were not getting any treats, nothing.
And how would your kids react when you said, okay, we're leaving?
They would tears, and they would go, Mom. I said, no, you know the rules.
Hey, this is Herman. I'm calling from Runner Park. I came up old school. I got in trouble. My mom had a wooden spoon. But nowadays they can't do that. So you got to think of other alternatives.
Okay.
Like taking something away from them that they like playing, like a PlayStation or something like that. But to do something like that in public is actually bad for a child.
Because it embarrasses them, you think?
It does more than that. It plays on their mind, too, because you got other people around watching. You know, and as an adult, most adults, that don't bother them, but as kids, it does.
Well,
And sometimes that can be worse on a child than take them home and actually punishing them. Or I never punish my kids in public.
Yeah.
You know, just for the kids' sake.
Good morning. This is Mary from Santa Rosa, and my children never acted up in a restaurant because we had restaurant manners at home. They were not allowed to have toys at the table. They had crayons and paper. They were not allowed to get up and roam around. They were not allowed a lot of things. We talked one at a time. We had restaurant manners at home so that when we did take them out, they acted correctly.
Amber and Tanner on demand. Available on the Froggy 92.9 app, froggy929.com, and Saturday mornings on the radio. It's Amber and Tanner anywhere, anytime. Only on Froggy 92.9.
What are some funny or goofy homemade Halloween costumes that maybe you or someone you know has worn?
And maybe it's a ghost, maybe it's something more elaborate. We want to hear from you right now.
That phone number is 636-1HOP.
This is Mandy and Callum from Santa Rosa. My daughter, when she was almost 16 months, she still wasn't walking, so we turned her into a mouse in a mousetrap with a little red wagon. And we cut the plywood out, and then I painted the mousetrap the same with like the red V face and all that.
That is
and
precious.
Then, we made her a mouse. And we cut a hole out, put her in the mouse with a little spiral spring, and gave her a chain stick.
That's amazing.
Incredible. Is that her screaming in the background?
No, that's the baby.
What's the baby going to be this year?
He's going to be a snail because he's super fast at crawling, so we're putting him in a snail costume.
You come up with the coolest Halloween costumes for kids.
I love it.
Most parents just buy something easy as possible, like a pumpkin every year.
Or
a
wrap
snail.
your child up with a piece of fabric from
Yeah.
the storage shed.
And a snail. These are great.
Yeah, we have fun with it. As long as they let me choose, I have fun with it. You want to say hi, Callan?
Hi, Froggy 92.9. I love Amber and Tanner.
This is Amber and Tanner on demand. Miss something from the show this week? Catch up on Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. or on the new Froggy 92.9 app.
2020, it has been so chaotic. It has been so wild. As we're starting to look towards 2021, what is one thing that you hope for?
What about you?
I think the biggest thing for me is I hope we don't have any power shutoffs. I think,
Especially you.
Yeah, and I just hope 2021 chills out. I think this community here in Sonoma County has been through so much, not only with the global pandemic, but 3 fires in 1 year. Sonoma County needs a break.
It needs a break for sure.
And that's what I hope for next year.
Just like a moment to breathe.
Yeah, just we need to catch our breath.
Yeah, just enjoy life for once.
Yeah,
you
what
know?
about you, Amber?
Kind of not along the same vein, but enjoying life. I think that for 2021, I hope that we don't have to feel scared to hang out with like friends and see our family, because there's just like this fear now that you have when you're around other people, and I kind of hope that fear goes away next year.
I'm looking forward to, a time where you and I don't have to have a plexiglass in front of each other to talk during the show.
Kind of like it. You can't throw things at me. Just kidding.
This year has put so much in perspective for me too. Like, remember when, your New Year's resolutions would be, I want to lose 10 pounds and I want, more money. It really just puts things in perspective this year. And in a weird way, I'm kind of thankful.
Yeah.
So we reached out to you on Facebook, facebook.com/Amber and Tanner in the morning. 2020 has been a crazy year. What is one thing you hope for in 2021?
Kevin from Healdsburg says normality.
Yeah. It's just simple as that, right? Becky from Santa Rosa, she commented and said, I just want to hug again. I miss being around people. This year has been so lonely.
Oh, Becky.
Aw.
Well, you can call us anytime. 636-1HOP. We're your friends. Sarah from Ukiah says, I'd like 1 year without wildfires.
What's the best pumpkin spice item that you can buy?
There's pumpkin spice everything.
Pumpkin spice donuts, pumpkin spice muffins, pumpkin spice coffee. We get it!
Today is the final day of 18 days of pumpkin spice.
Oh, the final day.
It's the final day. Anyways, we have the granddaddy of pumpkin spice products.
The Grand Poobah.
We have pumpkin spice lattes from Starbucks. We had to do it. It's the one that started them all.
I'm really excited. So I've never actually looked at a pumpkin spice latte before. I just opened up the lid.
What does it look like?
It's orange.
Like actually orange? I'm going to take a peek.
You should look at it.
Oh my God. I thought it was just looks like normal coffee. It legitimately looks like a pumpkin inside.
What does it smell like? It smells like pumpkin. It smells like pumpkin spice. It smells like what it says it is.
Yeah.
You know, we had heard that originally they were going to call it something else, but it didn't really describe what it was.
Yeah.
Like the autumnal.
It was like the fall harvest or something like that.
Something dumb. All right, so let's try it. Tanner's taking a sip. He's
that
reveling
is so
in it.
dang good.
What does it taste like?
Tastes like pumpkin, got lots of spice, with just a hint of coffee.
I taste more spice than pumpkin.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you.
So pumpkin flavor, what do you give it on a scale of 1 to 5?
For pumpkin flavor, I'd give it about a 3. I agree with
Yep.
you in saying it's more about the spice rather than the pumpkin. What about you?
It's so good and comforting. I never have these. I think I'm gonna give it a 3 for pumpkin flavor.
Yeah.
But what about overall?
I'm gonna have to give it a 4 out of 5. I'm a sucker for it. I love it.
5 for me. Delicious, amazing.
And that concludes 18
days of pumpkin spice.
You've been listening to Amber and Tanner on demand. Hit next episode to hear even more now. Join in live every weekday morning from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. as Amber and Tanner take your phone calls on Froggy 92.9 on the radio.